Most people type a request into an AI model and expect a polished final product on the first try. That's like asking a construction crew to build a house without ever providing a blueprint or choosing the materials. You're essentially asking for the finished structure while skipping the foundation. This diagram illustrates standard prompting. You feed one input straight into the AI, and it gives you a single response on the other side. One input, one output. You ask for a poem about coffee, you get a poem about coffee. This linear approach works well for quick factual retrieval, like checking who won a Nobel Prize. However, when you ask a model for a complex strategy document in a single pass, the AI has to guess your specific goals. Without further guidance, it defaults to broad, surface-level summaries that lack the specific data points your project actually requires. Treating these tools like a traditional search engine restricts them to this basic retrieval mode. To move beyond these broad summaries, we have to stop viewing AI as a vending machine for answers and start treating the interaction as a continuous cycle of refinement. Look at how the workflow changes when we introduce looping. Instead of a dead end, this diagram bends that output backward, feeding it right back into the model as the input for the next instruction. Let's trace a basic loop. We see a standard 3D text block here representing our first draft. If you ask for a LinkedIn post about artificial intelligence, the model generates this flat, predictable text. Instead of rewriting the prompt from scratch, we take that exact draft and give a new specific instruction. Add an engaging hook to the beginning. The model refines the structure, leaving the core intact while upgrading the opening. Next, we feed that improved version back in, commanding it to embed specific statistics and data to back up the new claims. The model integrates the hard numbers directly into the existing text. The difference in quality comes from this iterative process. Each loop adds a new layer of detail that wasn't there before, resulting in a final post that is far more targeted than any single prompt could produce. This diagram shows how we scale that exact cyclical process to build complex workflows. Here, our central branch is a basic customer support script for handling complaints. We run our first structural loop, instructing the model to inject empathy and validation statements throughout the text. The script branches out, becoming warmer and more human. Now evaluate this current state. The script is empathetic, but what happens if the customer is still angry? Empathy alone won't solve an escalating conflict. You have to identify exactly what is missing to bridge to the next loop. The missing piece is conflict resolution. By instructing the AI to integrate specific de-escalation techniques, we add a necessary tactical dimension to the script that handles high-pressure interactions. Beating evaluation paralysis comes down to this habit. You must interrogate the output, find the missing variable, and use that as your exact instruction for the next loop. Look at this fully fleshed-out flowchart. It is dense and nuanced. If you try to generate this level of structural detail using a single, massive initial instruction, the megaprompt trap, the model often loses focus. It has to be built layer by layer. This glass card outlines the operating rules. Step 1, start broad. Step 2, evaluate the output before the next instruction. Step 3 requires a linking mechanism. Use bridging vocabulary, like based on this analysis, to stitch these independent loops into a coherent chain. Prompting is a one-way transaction. It pulls fast answers to simple questions, but looping is a cyclical process.
It is the necessary mechanism for taking raw information and building it into a premium final product.